Long ago, God led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, through the Red Sea and into the wilderness. They headed toward a land of milk and honey, but all they could see was empty wilderness, and the promised land seemed very far away. Many of the people began to despair and complain, asking if it was better to starve to death in freedom or if they should have lived out their lives in slavery, knowing that they would have had food to eat. Moses took their complaints to God, but God reassured him, saying that people had not been led out of Egypt only to starve in the wilderness. I know that the people are hungry, God said. Wait until morning, and I shall shower you with bread from the heavens. It won't be like any bread you've had before. It may seem surprising, maybe even confusing, but to be fair, the promised land where I am leading you is not going to be like any other home that you've ever known before either. Tell my people not to be afraid. I am with you. I have always been with you, and I will never abandon you or stop loving you. Our first reading comes from Exodus chapter 16, verses 4 through 5 and 13 through 18. Hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. Then the Lord said to Moses, I'm going to make bread rain down from the sky for you. The people... On the the people will go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way, I'll test them to see whether or not they follow my instructions. On the sixth day, they will measure out what they have collected. It will be twice as much as they had collected on other days. In the morning, there will be a layer of dew all around the camp. When the layers of dew lifted, there on the desert surface were thin flakes, as thin as frost on the ground. When the Israelites saw it, they said to each other, "What is this?" They didn't know what it was. Moses said to them, "This is the bread that the Lord has given you to eat. This is what the Lord has commanded. Collect as much of it as each of you can eat, 1 measure per person. You may collect for the number of people in your household." The Israelites did as Moses said, some collecting more, some less, but they measured it out, and ones who had collected more had nothing left. The ones who collected less had no shortage. Everyone collected just as much as they could eat. This is the word of the Holy Scripture. Thanks be to God.